right, so we actually have something pretty cool here today that you're definitely going to kind of find cool, I think. I hope you do. But today, we have this financial report. It's not like a revenue video. No, it's not. This is basically NETMARBLE saying that this is what we have planned for the rest of the year for our company, our games releasing and stuff like that. And there's two things here that correlate more so to Grand Cross. So I thought I'd share it with you and at least show it to you that they are taking these kind of plays with these games so that you are aware. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Let's jump into it. Let's check it out. It's actually pretty cool in my opinion, so let's hop there. So there are two of these that were published. Apparently this was published ages ago, we just didn't know. It's May 11th when this first one was published, so we'll go through this one first, and then there's the quarter 2 one, which is August 8th, right? So this is a more updated one, which I'll go through second, but we'll go through this one first. Basically gives you like an idea of what the game is doing, or like the company itself is doing. So revenue over here, we have the entire breakdown of this. Also on the right side, we have the profit, the operating loss, and everything here, the net loss, controlling whatever. All these stats are also given to us on this aspect of it also. So again, there are a bunch of things. Remember, this NETMARBLE was a company, right? They are opening up so many new things. It's not even funny. Like before, when we originally started Grand Cross, NETMARBLE wasn't like an insane kind of company, correct? As time has progressed, they've gotten much more games and much more games to the West, correct? Because they also mainly aimed their games for a Korean audience or a Japanese audience at that point. But beyond that, they really don't send out things globally. And you can kind of see when a game goes globally, North America is doing 50% of it. Europe is doing 13% of it. Korea itself is doing 16%. Japan 7%. But you have to see when you take the game and you open it to a audience more than the kind of gacha original audiences, right? Because again, most gacha games, like majority of gacha games, end up KR, JP, CN, that's it. They never touch the light of day outside of the those regions, and that's it for the game, right? But you have to understand what this is kind of why NETMARBLE is opening up every gacha game they possibly can and making sure it goes to North America or Europe or again kind of globally, right? Because of that, you see the breakdowns of it. It's pretty insane. But yes, majority of the money is coming from the other audiences. Again, in Grand Cross's case, yes, majority of the revenue is kind of JP revenue. We do see that a lot of the time that almost JP can kind of solo the revenue in comparison because global's about on par, right? But more so for other games, Ni no Kuni and other games that they own, it's very split, where it's more so the Western audience and stuff like that is definitely putting more of the money in, correct? So that's there, but that's kind of what it looks like. Also, if you're wondering about the chart, kind of a little cool stat to see to kind of know what's happening. It also shows that 47% is casual games, 27 RPG, right? RPG games are doing crazy, and NETMARBLE really has a few of them under their belt that are pretty good. MMORPG also do pretty good, but casual games sell them with 47. That's pretty good. So definitely a pretty shocking stat there, but is it though? Is it? Nah, not really. But moving forward, this was the entire thing here, unlike the entire aspect of best events of the year. This sold wonders for them. It almost did 10 million. I think, did it crack 10 million? So $10 million what that event did. Purgatory Medley did wonders for the game. There's also the Ni no Kuni update over here. Again, you can see 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross is taking up 7% of the pie for NETMARBLE as a company. I don't even know what Cash Frenzy is or these two games. Okay, I don't know what those are. But we're only 2% behind Marvel Contest of Champions, which is pretty cool. So for what it is, the game is doing very well for itself, whatever you might say. So I realize that now. But we had this. This is an image that was kind of given to us. It said that in the first half of the year, we're going to get Grand Cross Age of Titans and then Tower of God New World, which did in fact release. Both the games are out. Again, TOG is not a terrible game. I know people are hating on it in my comments over here. I am covering that on my other channel. Basically, it's just an idle game. If you know what an idle game is, that's what you're going to get in that game. Simply put, if you play Nikkei, it's just Nikkei with less like crazy combat systems. It is basically Nikkei, all right? They made a terrible decision and ruined the game already, but they fixed it right away. Again, it's a NETMARBLE signature thing. Make a stupid mistake, fix it, then everyone's like, okay, they fixed it, so I guess we're good. But in the end, it's still, the game is not bad. Definitely needs some like rate ups and stuff, but it's not bad. Over here, the second half of the year, we're going to get solo leveling and these games that I have no idea about. Like this already released, I think you've already seen this like 30,000 times, but that's there. The two games that are really cool that you should keep an eye out for definitely are Solo Leveling Arise and Hype Squad. This game actually looks really nice. So genuinely, I'm curious on how that game launches, but second half of the year that is planned. And yes, 2023, we will get the 7 Deadly Sins as a China game, a CN game. So a CN version will be officially launching, which I gotta say, I played that for, I think, a week was the beta. And it was outstanding, bro. Oh my god, getting to play the game those days, like as if it was a brand new game, was just a breath of fresh air. Holy hell. But again, getting a account on that is absolute hell. So definitely most players won't be touching that. But when it does release, you can try and see how that goes. But again, CN games are impossible to log into sometimes. Impossible, okay? But we will see how that approaches. But that is the original report. We have the new report over here giving us a better idea of what their plans are. So again, they maintain the same stuff over here apparently. This went down to 1.8% over here. Again, these percentages in comparison, 4.7, 7.6, 6.2, 7.3, and 4.5. So again, that's their breakdown there. North America picking up a lot more percentage here, 52%. Europe dropping a percent, going to 12%. But again, Korea jumping up to 14%, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the stat here is 4% extra for North America. Again, when they open up more games to the Western audience, right, since more games are opening up to the Western audience, the revenue is going to change a lot. And I am curious how Tower of God for the first month does, because last month, for only 8 days of the game existing, it did $3 million. Think about that now. That is pretty good for a game that was not hyped up in the capacity that you think. It did very good. So for an idle game, it's not bad revenue. It's not bad revenue at all. Moving forward over here, 30% for the RPG category, 48% for the casual gamer category, 30% over here, and 9% for others. Looking like a pretty cool stat here. So Grand Cross is at 6% now in comparison to, was it 7? Yeah, so 7%. Grand Cross is at 6% here. Marvel's at 12, so Marvel went up like a decent amount. Looks like, did Ni no Kuni drop also? Yeah, Ni no Kuni dropped also, so again, bit of a drop on Grand Cross, but you have to understand also, like, you can't compete with, like, that was kind of giving you the idea of how the first anniversary and everything went. So you can't say much there. Sorry, the first anniversary, the what is it? New Year's update. That was a big update. So obviously it's gonna take more money there. But these are the games that are currently doing like works or numbers for the game for the company itself, which they're not bad. Again, all the percentages kind of add up. Again, these games, I don't even know they had these games, bro. How are these games making that much money? It's crazy. But over here, yeah, Contest of Champions will be pretty good there, so understandable. But that's what it looks like here. Again, we are still ahead of Ni no Kuni, so I think that's a W there. The operating costs also shown here. Mainly, we care about this. In the second half of 2023, 7 new games, including these games, will be released globally. Again, there is no origin in both these images here. There is no origin. It looks like there is no origin for 2024. Usually, in your financial reports, you will announce what you're releasing, and I don't think Origin has been getting no news. Correct? And we are 4 months away from potentially getting its launch. And I personally don't think that Origin is 2023 anymore. I think it's over for that. That is definitely a dead kind of dream. 2024 is more so what I'm aiming at now. 100% 2024 at this point. Because both, like, originally when we covered these financial reports back 10 months ago, we thought that Origin was like delayed, and now, months later, and now you're getting the next financial report, and you're like, oh, Origin is not mentioned again. But you're mentioning things like, again, China getting the CN version of this. We're getting the version of this over here globally. Again, this has been hyped up many times over, saying 2023. All we have as a kind of date is that on the launcher, it says expected 2023. Beyond that, you have nothing more. So definitely, I think that Origin is reaching a 2024 release date. I don't think it's going to be a 2023. So we'll definitely find that out as more time progresses. But definitely, it is pretty cool to see that Solo Leveling will launch this year, which I'm super hyped for, and I am hoping that the game does good. It looks great. That game looks freaking nice. I don't care what you say. I just hope that, again, NETMARBLE doesn't really mess it up and stuff like that, but that game looks freaking flawless. Holy hell. And again, they didn't actually have Hype Squad here, apparently, so I wonder what happened to Hype Squad. I was hyped for Hype Squad, and Hype Squad's not here no longer, so what happened, bro? That was like the 2 games I said keep an eye out for, and then it looks like Hype Squad didn't make the cut, so it looks like it's going to probably release in 2024. Clearly, unless I'm blind, it's not there. So Paragon of the Overprime, I wonder what this is. I still have no idea, but that's there. But again, that's what it's currently looking like, all right? We're going to get CN exclusives for each of these. 7DS is going to get an announcement. They're going to be at G-Star, by the way, so we might actually get some more information. And again, that's when we got our big trailer last year during G-Star. So we might get some real big information depending on everything at G-Star. Maybe Origin gets a surprise appearance over there. That'll be great to see. But again, that's when that is kicking up. So stay tuned for it. But that is basically what it's looking like for, again, Grand Cross and everything. It is pretty cool to see all these, like, kind of stats and everything and see how the company's doing. So if you cared for that, you're more than welcome. But that's currently where we're at. So CN Grand Cross, we're going to get Solo Leveling Arise. Doesn't look like any Origin announcement or anything. So probably not 2023 anymore. So again, it's saying second half of 2023. So all of this has to happen in that window. So we will see how that all approaches and how everything releases. But for now, there's that. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe.